Why the hell are we hearing WhatsApp group voice notes on a reunion episode that has no direct relation to the episodes? This is not a reunion of Bkchat Season 2 and what's going on in everyone's lives and WhatsApp groups. This is a reunion of the damn show. That triggered me. This reunion is just a mess.
Yeah, Nunu, I think it's best you do be quiet still. Like, don't touch on my child, car. You'll see another side to me you ain't seen before. Don't do that, Nunu. Just end it.
Your two front yellow teeth will get removed. I don't play about my child. I don't play about my child.
She was drinking on set and she came over to me and one of the behind the set guys and randomly started to talk about getting licked out on her period. So she does walk around and say stuff like that.
Saying, oh, she sells hair, but everyone knows in the group that you're not shifting no units. So I was just being honest. So from there, she then tried to come out and say, I'm not a good role model and whatever, so.
Why did you share the story about having sex on your period? Why? I'm sorry, Nunu, but you've said a lot on this show, and you also accused both...
Hey guys, it's Murad Merali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. So we have the Season 2 full-on first part reunion. Finally, it has come to us, and there's a lot to talk about. A lot has triggered me, and I'm going to go straight into this whole debacle between, I feel like, between Nunu, between Sia. There was probably one of the most real heated tension arguments on the show that took place that didn't seem so forced or seem so argumentative, but it was quite interesting to see. Nunu might have come for Sia's child and Corey's child in a particular way. I don't feel like Nunu was being that aggressive or being that rude to the child, but yes, even though she may not come across in a certain way, even though she may not mean a certain thing to a particular child, she shouldn't bring children into it at all. I do agree with Sia on that point.
Take shit how they want to take it. You're insecure, that's why you think it's about you. That's the question. I respond in the way that I believe to be true. So no one should ever take it personal.
I feel like Sia was making very good, valid points. You shouldn't mention them because it can be slurred and taken and perceived in different manners. So in that perspective, I do understand where Sia's coming from, but I do also feel like there was a little bit of a bandwagon on the whole jump on Nunu bandwagon, the whole Nunu is honey point 2. Let's frame her and make this reunion live because of her.
I had a lot of stuff happen on the group chat at the end of the day.
This is the place to address it.
She says people have said stuff, you said stuff, you said stuff.
This is the place to address it.
You didn't bring that, what they said to me.
I would like to hear what Corey... We've got audio.
Then bring it, because you haven't said nothing they've said up to me.
I kind of felt that live. I don't know what it was. What really triggered me is hearing Corey's voice note. Why are we hearing WhatsApp group voice notes? How does that have any direct correlation or any relation to the episodes that you're meant to be reuniting about? It makes no sense. That's why I'm saying I feel like they're just egging on drama. They're putting in drama. When the host started mentioning WhatsApp group notes, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like, I don't understand, like, I don't get that. How does that relate to any of the episodes they've been on? That part really just put me off, and I was just losing my head thinking, why are you doing that? And then what triggered me even more is when Adrian got up and said, actually, you know, Nunu, you have lied one time when you were drunk, and you said it, so you have lied. Now the thing about me is I like Adrian, but at the end of the day, if someone's going to annoy me, I'm going to just call them out. It is what it is. And even if his point did not make any sense at all, because even if she did say that, she was clearly intoxicated. You said it yourself that she was drunk. If she was drunk, people can say certain things, they're a bit more, you know, loose or whatever, or they don't really think about what they're saying. They are clearly intoxicated. So how is your point valid, number one? Number two, where's the relevance? Number three, why are you standing up and talking?
What relevance did that?
Okay,
wait. You lot kind
I appreciate you wanting to add, but we are...
Wait your turn when you're on the chair. Just, you know, just relax, please, because I don't know where you got that from, Adrian. And you really came out of character. That's the key phrase with Adrian in this particular moment of the reunion. He came out of character, and it was just confusing to see. And for once, actually, I did agree with Esther in where she said, where's the relevance? And I'm glad she kind of just said that, because everybody else was just looking baffled and confused. So I feel like there was definitely a bandwagon when it comes to Nunu. The thing about Nunu that I've liked from day dot, from the beginning, is that she's always been truthful. She's always been to herself. When we first heard about, you know, people going down on her, and, you know, when she was on Reds and etc. and all this, I was a bit obviously shocked in my review. I was like, what? But when you actually deep it, if it was a comfortable situation for A and B, why is everybody else constantly bringing it up? I feel like they're just drying it up now. They're constantly recycling it, reusing it, you know, rehashing it for no reason. And I don't know, people like, I don't know, I just don't understand why we're having WhatsApp group notes. How does that relate to the reunion? Please, someone tell me. And then the host herself was actually being quite rude to Nunu.
Why did you share the story about having sex on your period? Why?
And now I feel like a host needs to be impartial. You cannot be on side A, side B. You cannot be on any side. Even if you think Nunu has done something so wrong, you need to treat her equally like you treat everyone else. And that I didn't like, and that made me feel very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, Nunu, but you've said a lot on this show, and You also accused both Sia and Corey in WhatsApp groups of not being good role models for their kids. So
now, is Nunu an angel? No, she's not. She's obviously messed up, and in some parts she has, but so has everybody else on the show. And some people have made worse things on the show. People have threatened, etc., etc. So I don't feel like the host needs to be jumping on Nunu as well in a partial manner. Just, she needs to be impartial. That's probably what a host needs to play. So despite what feelings you have with Nunu, you need to retain them. You need to refract them from how you're feeling and ignore it. And that is why a host is a good host. That's what makes a good host. And Sia's entourage, why are they at the back screaming their heads off? Are you part of the cast? No, you're not. So sit your ass down and let people speak. Cheer when everybody cheers, boos when everyone boos, but don't stand up and start sending threats and etc. because that made me feel uncomfortable as well. So I feel like Nunu's quite a strong woman because as far as I'm concerned, that would just really irritate me and I will leave the building. Now, I'm not saying Nunu's an angel, now I'm not saying Nunu's perfect, no she's not, and she's done bad things. I'm not on team Nunu and not team anyone else, but at the end of the day, I feel like there was definitely a bandwagon, people were jumping on it, people were definitely getting upset, you know, whether it was Sia, this whole, and then they had to bring up again with Azraya, and then, you know, this whole Corey, then we bringing in WhatsApp group notes, like, we done that for season 1 with Honey when she released some notes, we done that. We don't need to do it again, because it's just annoying, and, you know, it feels very messy. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that whole clip, that whole Sia and Nunu Corey triangle of nonsense, and Adrian interjecting himself into it as well. But we have Riva. Now, my girl Riva was shutting down everyone, and I was here for it.
But obviously, if you lot were 100% popping, they wouldn't have brought us on. So
I just don't want to be a video vixen, hence why I didn't go for the video. That's just what it is.
She was shutting down Chioma when it comes to the video vixen nonsense.
see, I love it. I'm a video vixen. I'm in videos. Do you know what I mean? That's what I do.
Because we damn well know, Chioma, you've been in videos yourself. So I don't know why you're playing this whole I don't want to be video vixen, because we've seen you in videos. There's tweets, there's pictures, everything. So I don't know what you're trying to come through with that. It was shady, but Riva replied back in seconds. Same with Esther, shady, but Riva replied back in seconds and she shut them both down. But what was irritating me, this whole Riva Esther beef or tension was really a string that was hanging from a main board, and this main board is this whole nonsense storyline of season 1, season 2.
But even with you on, the numbers ain't still the same as season 1. You know what I mean? The numbers ain't still the same as season 1. Let's keep it 100.
Where is this coming from? Like, there might have been some background or whatever, I don't know. But is it really that deep that everybody in season 1 hates everyone on season 2? I feel like people on season 1, if you want to bring like that, I feel like they're becoming very big-headed.
I can say what I want. Like, you've come on the Bkchat set that we've built, and I feel like I can say what I want. Like, regardless, can I just...
Talking about if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be on this platform. Please calm down. It's only been 1 season. You're acting like you've been here for 5 seasons. Please, can you just calm down? And this whole idea of views, and the views were more in the first season. The views were only more in the first season because it was a brand new show. We were all just looking to it and reading it and just, you know, getting to know it. Then we kind of knew what our expectations were then built. We knew what the show was about. We knew how they would do it, where they would do it, in a kitchen, etc., etc. So we were used to it, and people may not want to be tuned into it anymore. That's what normally happens when it comes to programs like Game of Thrones, like Power, Walking Dead. Not every season is better than the first season because people watch the first season and then they go. That's just how it is. It's not because of the brilliant characters in the first season and everybody's shit. Like, that makes no sense. And the reason why season 1 was really good was because of one person, and that one person was Honey. When we saw trailers, when she saw her going mad, that was the person who brought in the majority of the views as well. So please, Esther, take a few seats, because you got read for life by Riva and your points did not make sense. Well, the majority of them didn't, and it would quite irritate me. This whole idea with her and Pam, no shade, no tea. I don't know who Pam is, so I'll fast forward to the reunion in seconds, because I'm not entertaining nonsense. That's not related to the reunion. It just irritates me. Then we get on to, oh my child, people are triggering me in this. People are triggering me in this reunion. Then we have Ramla and we have Biscuit. Now, I spoke about this in my teaser trailer, that these two were obviously arguing for a very long time, and it has been building, and this is one of the real tension arguments. You can just see it on Ramla's face.
You don't know me. Excuse me?
Why did you message me?
Because I was being an adult. I was being an adult. Unlike you, some people are childish.
What does that mean?
Like, I don't know what Somali girl or what Muslim girl broke her heart, yeah?
She's very irritated. I feel like Biscuit, you know, his justification for attempting to expose someone is ridiculous. Like, it makes no sense at all. Oh, it's a free world, we can say what we want. So that means you're entitled to attempt to sexually exploit someone for whether they're virgin or not? Why is it such a big matter? I feel like Roma played herself well. She performed herself well. She spoke great about herself. She said, I don't reflect one gender or one religion or so forth. And I totally understand where she's coming from, and she argued well when it came to Bkchat, but this episode really disappointed me in him.
I'm not going to do anything to represent anyone because it's very like naive to say I represent a whole religion or a whole country.
Like, just because it's free world Bkchat gives you the entitlement to sexually exploit someone and gratify from that moment, and it makes you seem like a better person. No, it does not at all. I'm sorry, that was very disappointing to see. Again, I don't know if I don't think it's out of character, I think it's just how he is, but it was again, I said it many moons ago and I'm going to say it again, it's a year 9 mentality where you're getting happiness and enjoyment from exploiting someone in terms of, you know, whether they're sex or not, or whether they're virgin or not, and talking about, well, why did you come into my DMs? What do you mean? She just said she watched the show, half an hour later she realised what you said and she just messaged you on DM. Like, what would she do? Do it on Twitter for retweets? No, she didn't. She DM'd you privately.
Bkchat, I want to come to you now because...
Thank you very
And then he said, why didn't you come speak to me? Well, after you watch the show in her own home, why is she going to run to find you? Like, you're going to make that into something else. This is why Bkchat he made no sense in anything he said, and it only disappointed me even more in him because he seems like he comes across as a comedian on the damn show, but he wants to be trying to rule. I just hate when people try to expose other people. I hate that so much because it speaks volumes of your character. The fact that you find enjoyment in doing so makes no sense. Absolutely does not. We're going to go back to Riva for 1 second because Riva was interjecting. What we did not see in this particular reunion episode is Riva and Nunu. Why don't these two get along? We have no idea. Like, there's rumours backstage, whatever nonsense that we don't know. And Riva was saying to see her, she's not your friend, she's not your friend. And I was like, okay, you've had your turn, Riva. Please sit your ass down because it's their town now. So we don't need to be shouting and interjecting. This is not Love and Hip Hop London. This is Bkchat London. So I don't need you to be interjecting when it's other people's turns. I didn't like that. Felt a bit weird. It felt out of character for Riva. I was a bit like, okay, like I didn't see that coming. And the host was saying, why did you share your story of the period? We don't need to know that. Like, who are you to say that? You're not meant to be partial to a particular county or people. That's what makes me feel uncomfortable. Who are you to say, well, we didn't need to know that? Because apparently a lot of people were liberated by that story and they came forward and they admitted it as well, that they've done it as well. So I don't understand why you're adding your 20 cents to that conversation, because you didn't need to. You were just meant to be there, you know, equal between everybody, but you were trying to add your 20 cents to say why you adding that story, why are you talking about it. And Nunu, you know, I kind of understand where she's coming from. It was a topic of conversation, so she said it. Simple as that. That's just how she felt. So I appreciate that. And Corey saying, you know, oh, I took a cheap shot, saying, oh, you know, you're not shifting any units of hair. Everybody was laughing.
Saying, oh, she sells hair, but everyone knows in the group that you're not shifting no units. So I was just being honest. So from there, she then tried to come out and say, I'm not a good role model and whatever. So
and then he got then he can play the victim when Nunu replied back with whatever she said. Don't be the rude one in the first place. As far as I'm concerned, Corey, you're one of the most oldest cast members on that show. So by you making a cheap shot, for you was banter, for her it could have been personal, and then she replied back, and now you want to play victim. So that's what that kind of irritated me. If anything, you should be supporting your cast members if they're attempting to have a business on the side that they're trying to work for. Why are you making a cheap shot? Although it was hilarious, when you said it, I was laughing because it was funny. But when he said it, although for you, your perception of it was very different, which I found very interesting. When he said that it was a cheap shot to you and it was banter, but when her reply wasn't banter, and you know, it was very hurtful. How do you know what was hurtful for her? So that's something I don't understand, and I don't understand why you're not wearing a suit. My guy looking like he's about to get fish and chips from the store next door. I don't understand why this guy did not get dressed up like Lucas did, like Bkchat did, or Wale was. I don't know what he was wearing on his head, but he was trying, so let him try. We need to bring back emphasis into this Romulan Bkchat and stuff, because Lucas wanted to chime in as well, and he wants to talk about how, you know, men and Lucas was talking absolute bullshit. No, hold on. We got to get into this one, because I didn't even, when he was talking about male empowerment, I had to leave. I left my bed and I said, you know what, I'm going to the toilet. I'm going to breathe, drink some water, brush my teeth again, because I don't understand. Male empowerment. Women are out here not getting the same pay as us. BBC just released the salaries. Men are getting far more than the women, and obviously there's a bit of a diversity problem as well. But men are getting far more than women. There's plenty of different rights that are not equal, but you're talking about male empowerment and how there needs to be male empowerment. Then you said the husband and the child are on the same level and they're both your children. Husband is not your, like, she was talking so much sense wrong. I don't understand why people can't see what she's saying. If the particular husband has converted religion and is no longer in the same religion, why do you guys want to continue talking and you know, being married, you wouldn't just simply divorce. Your child is something very different. It was very funny that when Sia was talking about how your child is so important to you and you're beating her, everybody agreed, but when Ramana was talking about it, it was a bit of a different story, because they said, no, the child and the husband are, you know, on the same level.
The guy is the one that's giving you this child. It's both your child.
Yeah, but he's got more.
I'm like, Clay, that's not true at all. Your child is your beating heart, as Sia said. And of course you're not going to leave your child because that has come out of you. So I don't understand why people can't understand that on the show. It makes no sense.
The whole contradiction came from, if your man leaves your religion, will you say, no, I will not what? That's it.
That's fair enough.
You're not married to material.
You're not married to material.
That's it.
Overall, but we're going to say with this particular conclusion, Sia was coming through for me as Riva. We didn't see enough, so we're going to see more of her on the next episode. But Sia, she came through for me. I feel like she was speaking a lot of valid points, and she was conducting herself in a nice manner. Her entourage need to literally just go home and sleep, because I'm not checking for them. They were very irritating. They made me feel uncomfortable, let alone Nunu. I feel like Nunu, there was a bandwagon, people were jumping on her. She stood up for herself, and she seems like a very brave girl, but she did some things that were wrong as well. I do understand. This Riva and Esther season 1, season 2 nonsense, I feel like has been plastered, whatever. They're bringing out old tweets and rehashing them just for the sake of a storyline and the reunion, whatever. It's just a bit annoying. Season 2, season 1, it's just absolute nonsense. It makes no sense. Adrian got out of his character. He didn't need to try and expose Nunu, because that only backfired on you. WhatsApp group notes. Why are we hearing WhatsApp group notes? I will never know. This has no direct relation to any episode that we've seen. I don't want to know what's going on in groups between you guys. It does not involve me. It doesn't involve the episodes. I don't need to hear about it. Corey, I felt like you could have addressed a bit better. Biscuit, you're an absolute fool. You are a child, near-9 mentality. You gain gratification from attempting to exploit and expose other people, which is quite sad and immature. Lucas, male empowerment, need I say more? Absolute nonsense. The host, you know, I feel like she was good, but she was being partial to particular people, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Didn't like that. Chioma, we didn't see much again, but obviously she tried to come for Riva, and so did Esther, but Riva shut them down in seconds. And it's about damn time, if you ask me. But yeah, it is what it is. This is my small review, guys. Now I'm heading off to Greece. I'm going to Athens, so you know I'm in my shorts right now, because best believe when I land there it's 30 degrees. So let me go deal with that. I'll finish packing. I've got to jump to Gatwick in a second. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hit me up on my Snapchat, my Twitter, my website, and subscribe if you guys want to. Hit me up down and below. Let me know what you guys think of my review, what you think of Riva, what you think of Esther, what you think of Sia, what you think of this whole Ramla Biscuit stuff, this whole Sia and Nunu stuff with Corey and Adrian, you know, moving shifty. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys soon.